Good morning, friends. It's exciting to welcome you to this very special season, very important season of the Christmas, the Yuletide. It's a beautiful time. It's a time where we love, in quotes, to jollificate. What is jollification in our Nigerian clients, especially as Ruben Abati in the morning show of Arise TV will always want to tell us? Jollification is enjoyment, happiness, celebrating. Christmas is a time of celebration where we share food with one another, we give gifts, even in this very difficult T-Pain time. Is that not how we call this our season, this our time, where our ruler, Tinubu, is? We say T-Pain, right? Yeah, T-Pain time. And unfortunately, in this T-Pain time, a lot of people are passing through difficulties. This time that is supposed to be a time of joy and jollification, in quotes, as we say, many people are finding it difficult to feed. So much so that in the last few days, we had the Anambra debacle where about 35 children died because they went to get, in quotes, palliatives or some bag of rice. Another one happened in Abuja where about 10 people died and many people were injured. It's a very difficult time indeed. And today, you hear of young people. Is it the Gen Z generation, or is it the Alpha generation, or of course the expected Beta generation? I don't know. But a lot of people are finding life difficult and they are committing suicide. There is no need to give up hope. There is no need to give up hope because Christmas is a time of joy. Just like the angels in Luke chapter 2 came and were telling the shepherds, they were announcing, because indeed the gospel is an announcement. Good news is an announcement that something has happened. And what is that has happened? A Savior has happened. A Messiah has happened. And Lord, that was what Luke tells us in Luke chapter 2 verses 13 and 14, where the angels were announcing that a Savior is born to the world, a gift to the world. And this Savior is not just a servant, it's not just anyone sent, but God himself coming. And that was why when the panorama was open, when the heavens was torn open, that angels joined that angel that announced to the shepherds that peace unto the world. So if we understand the essence of Christmas as peace unto the world, there will be no need for anyone to commit suicide. There will be no need for our stampedes. Though it is with a heavy heart that I'm saying this, it's not blaming those who were in a rush to get the little rice that they could get to help themselves, because life is really, really difficult. But it is that we can still trust this God. We can still abandon ourselves to this God, because it is this God himself who has been promising, because the echo, the allusions, the citations in Luke is about God himself coming. It is about the prophecies of Jeremiah, the prophecies of Isaiah, that God, especially in chapter 43, that God is going to do something new. And then you hear God in these chapters 40 of Isaiah 40 to 55 saying that I'm going to send my servant, saying that I will come myself. And that is why Isaiah 50 will tell us that how beautiful is the feet of those who bring good news. It is an announcement of good news. It is news that something has happened. The coming of the Lord himself, the coming of God himself in Jesus Christ means something has happened. And then when you talk about good news in the Roman times, when you say good news, it is Pax Romana. It is that there is a new emperor. And therefore you, who is a troublemaker, be very careful, because the emperor is going to deal with you. And what is that it is? Because the emperors, the Caesars at that time, see themselves as saviors, as lords. And then the herald goes around, or as you like, the town crier, or as you like, what I'm doing now through social media, that is a current thing now, is to make an announcement. So the town crier will move around making an announcement that we have a new Caesar. Peace unto the Roman world. Peace unto those that have been conquered by Rome. So peace unto the world. So the implication is that for every believer, it is beyond the jollification. It is beyond the enjoyment. It is that there is something we need to do. It is that we need to embody and emit the peace overtures. And of course, as I mentioned, with all the tragedies that we're seeing, as I mentioned, with all the suicide that young people are committing because they are despairing of life. You don't need to despair and run away from God. Yes, when you are frustrated, when there are difficulties, when there are challenges, you need to air it and let the Lord knows. And as you let the Lord knows, you don't need to fear. You don't need to give up. All you need to do is to hold on to Him and say, yes, in spite of that, I will still emit peace. Paul will tell us in 2 Corinthians that I believe, so I speak. So if you believe, you will embody your belief, and then you emit it in your speaking and in your actions. So the angels were celebrating and said, peace unto the world, because God Himself has come. And in His coming is to break the power of Satan and sin, is to deliver us. It is to set us free so that we can say yes to the Lord. So my expectation in this season of Christmas, of jollification, is that we say yes to the Lord and we'll begin to emit peace. First, peace in our hearts, saying to our house that my heart be tranquil despite the difficulties. As I speak with you, I live in these climes. I'm a pastor, I'm a Nigerian, I'm passing through the pain. So we are together in solidarity because we are all passing through the difficulties. We are all passing through it together. There is no need to despair despite the frustration and the difficulties. Let us still hold on to God, hold on to one another, and see how we can work hard. Hard work does not kill. How we can work hard together so that life will be better for each and every one of us. So peace unto you, peace unto the world, because a Savior, a Messiah, Lord is here. Emmanuel, God with us. With God we can overcome. Merry Christmas, friends.